days, YouTubers, and happy Australia Day! Yes, my video's a day early today, but that's because it's Australia Day. For international viewers, what is Australia Day? Well, to put it in simple terms, it's a day we Australians celebrate what it is to be an Australian. The diversity of our culture, and by that I mean Australia's culture is in a lot of ways made up from cultures around the world. And that's one of the things I love about being Australian. Anyway, a history lesson isn't actually the reason for this vlog. But the celebration of Australia Day is kind of my excuse for making this vlog. You see, on Australia Day, coming together with loved ones and acknowledging at how lucky we are to live in this country with its freedoms, lifestyles, and a sense of a fair go, is a big thing to do on this day, Australia Day. And what I'm about to share is actually really hard for me to have to admit. It's going to be a bit dark and gloom, but just stick with me on this. I've been trying my best to put a lot of thought into this, and I am reading a little bit of a prompt I typed up for myself. That's why it looks like I keep glancing off that way. I'm also off in thought as well. It's just some bullet points. But yeah, I typed up a bit of prompt for myself to keep me on track, and so I don't ramble off as I do sometimes. There's kind of no easy way to say what I want to say here, so this is one of those things where it's like ripping off the proverbial band-aid. You just got to do it. So I'll just say it. About 2 weeks ago, I think it was now, I had some very dark thoughts swirling around in my head. You know, I prefer not to go into the actual words here, but you know, I think you might get the idea. I felt like my life wasn't going anywhere, that I had stagnated, come to a halt, so to say. I didn't feel like anything was moving forward. I kind of felt like that I was just waking up in the morning, going to work, coming home, watching TV, going to sleep, you know, and then the weekends weren't much different. Just minus the work, of course, because it's the weekends. Now, yeah, I had on occasionally gone out and done things, put on a face, and yeah, gone outside and had some genuine fun. But the thing about dark thoughts and focusing on bad things is they're always there. They're always in the back of your mind. You can always hear them. And one night, about 2 weeks ago, I just snapped. I broke. I just wanted it all. I just wanted nothing but to end it. Just to end it all. So I found myself just sitting there on the couch, just thinking to myself, I was in my own world, and that world was dark. It was, yeah, sorry to be so, sorry this video isn't exactly my usual up cheery self and such, but this is something I need to get out there. I found myself thinking of ways to go about ending it, as I will say. Thankfully, though, my fiancée, Candace, who I love so much, I love her more than anything in the world, she saw what was happening to me at that moment. She, because like I said, I was off in my own world, I was just, like, my face was blank, I was turning white. She saw it, and she saw that my eye, I suppose, the tiredness in my eyes, just how exhausted I was feeling, because I felt like I'd stagnated, like I wasn't doing anything, like I wasn't moving forward, and it makes you feel exhausted. So she kind of saw this, and she started to talk with me, and I was just spiralling down. Just, she even had my parents on the phone too. At one point, she eventually had my parents on the phone because, I'm sorry to say to her, I was scaring her. But the worst thing is, I wasn't scaring myself. These kind of thoughts that were popping into my head, they should have scared me, but they didn't. I felt no fear. I felt nothing, actually, which honestly is the scariest thing of all, looking back on it and such. But so she had my parents on the phone as well, and had all of them talking with me. I wasn't saying much at all. I was just quiet, just listening. And then I lost it. Suddenly it hit me, and the fear came back, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I'm not afraid to admit if I get a little teary over something, it seems very Australian male bravado to be strong and tough and never shed a tear and all that, Crocodile Dundee sort of thing. But I'm man enough to admit that I was bawling my eyes out because they managed to talk me out of it, and I realised I wanted to continue on. I want to keep going on. I want to keep fighting. I want to push forward. In my own personal darkness, the light was all those around me who loved and cared for me. And not just the ones I was talking to at the moment. It wasn't just my fiancé and my parents. It was my brother, his family, all my friends that do care about me. On that, I'll point out too, a lot of people who do care about me, and I do feel really bad for them finding out this way if they see this video. And the fact that, anyone on the internet who's watched this video before them has basically found out before. I feel bad that this is how you guys are probably going to find out. Sorry. They probably didn't know any of this was happening to me, and I don't want any of them to feel bad for that, because, as I literally said, I was very well practiced at putting on a face. Walking outside the door and smiling. Basically, I was very well practiced, and I don't blame anyone for not knowing any of this was going on in my mind, and they know I was stressed and depressed and exhausted. I don't expect anyone to know about that. So I suppose I should come to a point. My point here is basically, and that's why it's sort of in line with Australia Day as well, as we'll get to in a moment. My point here is, if you're feeling down, stuck, alone, having dark thoughts, talk to someone, please. Even if it means just picking up a phone and talking to a stranger in like a helpline or something or other, I remember we had a few of those sort of things here in Australia. We even got I think it was Kids Helpline or something. Thought about calling them once when I was a child. Got bullied a lot in school. But yeah, talk to someone, even if it's a stranger on the phone on a helpline, or talking to a professional, go seek counselling or something, or even talk to a close loved one, or even a friend. Just anyone. Don't let these kind of things build up in you like I did. Because, in all honesty, if my fiancé hadn't talked to me that night, that it was all tumbling down, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you now. And that's what scares me. More than anything I've ever been afraid of. Anyway, like I said, talk to someone if you're having these kind of thoughts at all. Or if you're feeling alone, stuck, whatever, down, depressed. Talk to anyone. That's all it takes. Anyway, sorry. With me wanting to bring this out on Australia Day, because, like I said, Australia Day, the thing to do in Australia is to get together with your loved ones and your friends and your family, just to enjoy life. And, this is something that we do once a year in Australia, For Christ's sakes, for bugger's sake, we should do it every day. So that's basically my message on this little bit of this vlog. But anyway, I want to try and move forward from that. Like I said, this was going to be all dark and gloom, but I don't want it to be nothing but dark and gloom, and I really wanted you all to sort of hold on to this bit as well. I just wanted to also say that with wanting to move forward with things and such, even I want to talk about this channel, this here. Just again, just to sort of talk about the channel, I have reduced, as you would have noticed, probably a few months ago now, I think I did it. I reduced the number of videos from 2 a week down to 1 a week. That's because the strain on me, and this was sort of part of, you know, going down the hole. The strain on me was just a bit much trying to get 2 videos out a week, so that's why I reduced it down to 1 video a week, because I'm only one guy. I've got I work with limited equipment as it is, and yeah, it is a struggle to try and get this stuff done, and it's time consuming, and I also work a full-time job, so I've got to go off and do that as well, so it does really make it difficult. So that's why we reduced down to 1 video a week. And quite often, sometimes I try to make it so that I don't have to do too much editing my videos. I try to get my videos so that I don't have to cut very much out. Like I've done a bit of editing on this one, and this was actually a very rushed job because I have actually recorded this. It's 2:37 AM in the morning of Australia Day, so I've recorded this very early, and I'm going to be editing it and getting it out hopefully by 8 o'clock, if not by lunchtime on Australia Day. But anyway, like I said, I've reduced myself down to 1 video a week, but I still want this channel to grow more, as I've said in the past. So at some point this year, hopefully, I will be looking at doing the odd game review, is one thing I want to start with moving forwards on other subjects, not just playing games. I want to actually review the games as well. So in order to do that, I've got to harness my inner reporter, and as far as I know, I've never really had an inner reporter, so I've got to try and find one, and I want to actually do some game reviews because I can have an opinion. I've got a pretty decent opinion of a lot of games, I think, sometimes, and of course, the games I play, I only ever play games that I know I'm going to like right from the beginning, but occasionally I might find one that I don't, so I want to do game reviews, but I want to do it on old PC games and occasionally new PC games as well, but I really want to focus on the old stuff, because for me, some of the old stuff really does hold up well and such. So I want to do a bit of that, and I also want to do tabletop games as well. So board games, miniatures games, card games, all kinds of tabletop games. I want to do game reviews on those sort of things as well, because that's something else I've got a passion for. And that's something else that, you know, again, with the whole moving forwards and continuing fighting, that I really want to get that. I want to do that as well. So, and in fact, as anyone who follows me on Twitter or Instagram has noticed from some of the pictures I posted of me playing various tabletop games with my friends. In fact, talking about that, doing reviews on tabletop games, there is one particular, what would we call it? A social tabletop game, created and developed by a friend, a friend of mine, that I want to do a review on, and maybe even a little bit of show you how the game actually works, so the game itself. But on that game, let's just say for now, it's very unique, it's social, and it's informative. And I've only just ordered myself a copy, probably actually a few hours ago now, I ordered myself a copy. So yeah, that's something else I want to do, is game reviews and that sort of thing. I'd like to also go further into other stuff. I want to do more vlogs as well, in fact. I want to get a bit more of this happening as well. The difficulty of that is I need a subject to talk about, and the easiest thing to do with a vlog is to do a reading of the comments. And I don't really attract enough comments for me to really do anything like that. Like, the only comments I've had is, I had one person ask me to play a particular game. I've had a comment of someone asking me to mention them in one of my videos because I mentioned someone else. And I've also had a comment of one guy saying he finished a game that I started playing just recently within 4 hours, to which, you know, that's awesome, dude. If you finished that game in 4 hours, good on you. Because that can be an accomplishment sometimes for people who play games, for gamers, for people like me. If you can finish a game really well, really quickly, that's actually pretty awesome. But it kind of detracts sometimes from what you expected to get out of the game because the game ends up being so quick. Yeah, but still an accomplishment anyway. 4 hours, that's pretty good. I dick around a lot in games. I like to really explore the environments and stuff sometimes, so it is a bit of an accomplishment. Anyway, as I said earlier, this is me rambling. This is me going off track and such. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid by having a script, but I've gone completely off the script now. Well, not really script, sorry. My bullet points. But, yeah, so there we go. Finished on a light note. We went dark. We started on a high, we went to a low, and it's all true, honestly. It seems sometimes like such a taboo thing to have to talk about, and I'm actually proud of myself right now for even just recording this video, even if I don't end up uploading it, but I'm actually proud of myself just for at least recording this video and making this. So how long has this been going for now? We've been going for quite a while. What was it? About 20 minutes or so. So I'm gonna cut myself off here. I don't want to drag this out for too long. Right. So just a recap on what we basically talked about here. Yeah, if you're feeling depressed or down or alone or anything like that, sort of in a dark place, talk to someone, please. Just talk to someone. I cannot express enough how much it helped me just talking to someone. I honestly should have picked up a phone a long time ago, or just confessed to my fiance. Like, even she's been going through stress as well, so she kind of does know what I've been going through and such, and how much it's weighed down on me and all that. So that did help. But even if you haven't got that, talk to someone. Get counselling, professional help, or even just call someone on the phone. Any of the helplines that are available to us this day and age. Don't seek help on internet forums and such, unless it's an internet forum specifically for that subject. But don't, go talking to a stranger in the middle of a computer game, because people in computer games are absolutely brutal. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, there was that, and like I said, I want to move forward with the channel, want to do some different kinds of videos and such, so look out for that in the future. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Happy Australia Day.